Sidechaining is a mixing technique where one sound controls the behavior of another, usually through compression. And so in this video, not only am I going to walk you through how to actually set up and activate sidechain compression inside of Logic Pro, but also walk you through 3 different ninja sidechaining techniques that you can use to create better, more professional quality productions. These are really cool, so make sure you watch all the way to the end. Hey, I'm Reagan Ram, and let's dive right into it. So here we are in Logic Pro, and so probably the most common technique for sidechaining, and specifically sidechain compression, is to duck the volume of the bass when the kick hits. So we're going to demonstrate first by doing that. So I got the bass here. One thing I like to use for this is just this one knob pumper by Waves, and you can just have it pump every quarter note or eighth note or whatever. That's great for when your kick is hitting, 4 on the floor, or, hitting on the grid like that. But that's not great if you have a more intermittent kick that's hitting, has a more syncopated kind of pattern. So that wouldn't work for that. So we want to pull up a compressor. And so we'll just use the Platinum Digital because we're not looking to do any coloration or anything. And so we'll hear what's going on. We'll have the bass and the kick soloed. That's how it sounds, but we don't want to be compressing the bass according to the output of the bass, which is what the compressor will do. It's the output of the bass comes into the compressor through the input here, but we don't want to do that. So instead we're going to do sidechain, and we're going to go to the exact instrument, which in this case is this kick sample that we're using. And now we are going to see that this is only going to react when the kick hits, as we can see. And now we're just controlling how dramatic we want the ducking to be. So we could have like a super high ratio, super low threshold. Turn the auto gain off. And we want to react right away, and we can want to recover right away as well. And it's going to be really extreme. You can see it's like super mega ducking. So we could reduce that to taste. Release is auto, so let's turn it off to get faster release. Have a slower release. But typically you're going to want it to be pretty fast, so it's ducking and recovering, because we don't want to lose the bass the whole way through. So now I've got like some ghost sidechaining here where it's ducking, but there's no bass just because there's no kick, because we've muted the kick, so you can kind of hear better what's going on with the bass. Create that cool pumping effect. And so that's great for helping the bass, or helping the kick cut through the bass and not clash, so the kick becomes more present. Also just creates a really cool dancey kind of effect that makes the song more danceable, because you get that nice pumping groove going on. And then we could apply the same thing to a pad or something, kind of a stab. And rather than setting this up from scratch, we can go into the compressor settings on the bass. We can just do copy over here and paste. We're gonna have the same settings. We might want that to be less extreme. So if we compare these, we got the pad, the stab, really more stabs, chords, and the bass here. So if we have these both on versus both off, we'll turn them both off first, then turn them back on. Definitely creates a more dancey groove, and then you can really hear that kick drum cutting through the mix. And so this is really common in more electronic dance kind of music. I create more synth pop to like synthwave style music, and it's still used here. Usually not to as extreme of a degree, but I like to use it in my choruses and maybe not in my verses, which is what I'm doing in this song. So anyway, that's pretty cool. So that's kind of like one of the main, probably most famous ways of using sidechain compression, but there's many different ways to use it. And I'll show you a couple more really cool techniques. Now, before I share with you the other two ninja sidechain compression techniques in this video, I want to share with you the sponsor of this video, which is Lander, which is like the ultimate toolkit for music producers. When you sign up for their studio plan, which is less than 40 cents a day, you get everything you need to create and release professional quality music from home, including access to the best music distributor on the market, which gives you unlimited music releases to 150 plus platforms. You keep 100% of your royalties, and it also has the best cover song licensing features out there among any other music distributor. But beyond that, you also get unlimited AI mastering. You get 1,800 sample credits per year. You get access to, I think, 60 plus plugins now, many with lifetime access, and they're adding more all the time. Plus, you get tons of other things like online courses, collaboration tools, and a whole bunch more. I highly recommend it. You can get 20% off your first year if you use my link in the description below. So one way is, instead of just ducking the entire volume of the bass, we can just duck a certain frequency. And so we can do that with a free plugin called TDR Nova. So it's kind of an EQ multiband compressor in one. Let's see, where is the kick mainly hitting? If we have this EQ here, kind of right at like 65 maybe. So we want to duck the bass there so that the kick can cut through. And so this will create a more transparent type ducking sound where you're going to still hear the bass, still hear the kick, but you're not going to get that huge pumping effect in case that's something you don't want. And this can apply to a lot of different things, like helping your vocals cut through. If there's like guitars or pianos or pads or whatever that are kind of like masking your vocals, you can kind of unmask them with this technique. So we want to go, we said we were right around like 65, and we can turn these other ones off. We don't need those. And then we're going to turn on this compressor tool here. Again, this is completely free. I'll have it linked in the description below. I did a full tutorial breaking down how to use this tool as well. I'll have that in the description. And so we're going to pull this back like so. Let's tighten the cue point. That looks pretty good. And we can change the ratio if we want. If we wanted to make it more extreme, 3:1. And right now it's just going to, again, just duck the bass. So we want to do sidechain. So we want to do sidechain, again, instrument the kick. And then we also have to change internal sidechain to external here. And so now when the kick hits, it's going to be ducking just this frequency. Turn off the kick. So that's pretty extreme. Pull the ratio back. So now we're doing like 4 dB of ducking every time. Expand it to like 6 every time the kick hits. So the whole thing isn't ducking, right? So we got this versus this. Right, so the whole bass is going away. Very noticeable. Where in this, it's only the low bass. So if we hear the sub here, you can hear it more clearly. So now pay attention to the thump of the kick when I turn this off. Ooh. You hear the bass just kind of like rise up and just cover it up a bit. Boom, it just kind of uncovers the kick. And the bass doesn't really sound, it really doesn't sound like, unless you're really paying attention, it doesn't really sound like the bass, anything is changing with the bass. It just sounds like, oh, now I can hear the kick better, just like unmasks the kick. And so this is a really cool way to use sidechaining as well. Tool. And another really cool technique is to sidechain your reverbs. And so what I do is I have this send here, this bus that I'm sending a copy of the ARP to, and we're blending it in, and we've got some effects on here. I got this Trans-X wide tool. Don't worry about that. This is kind of to add more pluckiness to the reverb transient. Then here's the actual reverb, right? And then we're sidechaining it to itself. So I'll explain that in just a second. But first, we're just going to hear it without the reverb being sidechained, and then after it being sidechained. So this is with before. Turn it up a bit more. So that's a bit exaggerated, but you can hear the difference where without the sidechain, it's a big reverby, cloudy, indistinct. I wouldn't say mess because it's kind of a cool sound too, but in the context of the whole mix playing, it's going to really lose clarity. It's going to make the whole mix sound a bit more muddy and cloudy and not as professional and punchy. And so by using this sidechaining the reverb here, what we're doing is we're making the reverb go away when the actual dry pluck hits or the actual instrument hits. So it's only coming in the gaps basically. And so what this does is the end result is you're hearing that pluck more clearly and the reverb kind of moves more to the background. And so to do this, I'm just using this R compressor by Waves. Again, same technique if we're using the Logic Pro compressor that's built in. And so we're using sidechain and we want to sidechain it to itself. So this bus that the reverb on is bus 33. So we want to sidechain it to bus 33. And then set your threshold, your ratio, and then I'm doing a pretty fast attack and giving a little bit more length to the release there. So it has a little bit more time it's not quite as pumpy, I guess. I didn't want to really hear like a pumping sound. And so now we can see what it does. So if you want the reverb to go away more, you pull the threshold down. So I kind of like it right there. So I'm using this in a very subtle way where you can still hear the reverb because I really want the dreamy, big reverb sound, but I also want to hear the transient of the pluck more clearly. So you can hear this in the context of the full mix. So much clearer and less muddy. So sidechain compression is awesome. I use it all the time, but it's only one technique that is part of many when it comes to producing pro quality music from home. And so if you want help with this, if you're constantly fighting and feeling like you're not creating the music that's in your head, then grab my free producer pack in the description below. And inside you'll find my cheat sheet on how to go about creating a professional quality mix. It's like a complete mixing checklist that walks you through step by step the entire mixing process. But this is my producer pack. So not only do you get this, we get tons of other templates, cheat sheets, samples, presets, and a whole bunch more. It's kind of my ultimate freebie bundle. So definitely grab this in the description below. So that's sidechaining in Logic Pro. But if you want to see my complete beginner's guide to Logic Pro that walks you through everything you need to know to create professional quality music inside of Logic, so Logic just becomes an extension of you and you don't really feel like you're fighting with DAW or trying to figure out where everything is or how to use everything, then definitely check out this tutorial. I'll have that in the box on the screen right now.